Have you ever felt unsafe driving at night because headlights seem to explode inside your eyes? Or skipped reading the instructions on a medicine bottle because the letters looked like a blur? Many seniors live with this in silence, believing it's just part of aging. But that's not the whole truth. According to the World Health Organization, 1 in 3 people over 60 already show signs of eye degeneration without realizing it, whether it's cataracts, macular degeneration, or elevated eye pressure. The good news? Today, I'll show you 5 simple, affordable foods that can help protect your vision, ease eye fatigue, and preserve your independence. If protecting your eyesight makes sense to you, hit the subscribe button right now. And tell me in the comments, what's your biggest struggle with your eyes today? Driving, reading, or dealing with bright lights? Let me tell you about Mr. Raimundo, 68 years old. He's always been independent. He loved driving to visit his friends and never gave up his morning ritual of reading the newspaper. But in recent years, something began to change. The letters in the paper started looking blurry. Headlights at night felt unbearably bright, and even watching TV for more than half an hour became tiring. At first, Raimundo thought it was just part of aging. But deep down, he felt fear. Fear of no longer being able to drive on his own. Fear of needing help just to read the label on a pill bottle. Fear of losing what defined him most, his autonomy. This is the reality for millions of seniors. Vision often declines silently. Dry eyes, light sensitivity, double vision, blurry spots. And with every small symptom comes the hidden worry. Am I going blind? What few people realize is that many of these signs aren't caused only by aging, but also by diet. Poor circulation, excess sugar, and lack of antioxidant nutrients accelerate eye degeneration. And that's why Raimundo's story doesn't end in sadness. Tired of feeling limited, he looked for natural alternatives. He discovered that simple foods, often already in his own kitchen, could make a real difference. He swapped white bread at breakfast for fiber-rich options. He added colorful vegetables to his dinners. And he was surprised to learn that something he thought was a villain, like chocolate, could actually help when chosen the right way. Little by little, things improved. He drove more confidently, finished his newspaper without burning eyes, and even his grandkids noticed he seemed more energetic. The lesson is clear. Losing your vision is not an inevitable sentence. With the right choices, it's possible to protect your eyes, delay serious problems like cataracts or macular degeneration, and, above all, maintain independence and quality of life. When people think about eye health, many assume it's just a matter of getting new glasses every couple of years. But behind the struggle to read, the discomfort from bright lights, or that blurry vision, there's something deeper happening inside the eyes. As the years go by, 3 silent enemies grow stronger. Chronic inflammation, damaging the delicate blood vessels of the retina. Oxidative stress, a natural aging process that speeds up degeneration of the macula and the lens. Poor circulation, limiting the oxygen and nutrients reaching the cells responsible for vision. These factors are directly linked to very common conditions after age 60. Cataracts, when the lens becomes cloudy, like a permanent fog over your sight. Macular degeneration, which starts with blurs or dark spots in the center of your vision. Glaucoma, where silent pressure inside the eyes damages the optic nerve. Dry eyes, leaving a gritty, burning feeling and hazy sight. And here's the part almost nobody talks about. Many of these problems aren't caused by aging alone, but by modern eating habits. White bread, excess sugar, fried foods, and a sedentary lifestyle all increase inflammation and speed up vision loss. On the other hand, science has shown that nutrients like lutein, zeaxanthin, lycopene, flavonoids, and quercetin act as a true defense army for the eyes. They work as natural filters against blue light from screens, strengthen the lens against cataracts, and improve blood flow in the retina. And the most important part? These nutrients aren't locked inside expensive supplements. They're in simple, affordable foods anyone can add to their daily meals. If we ignore nutrition, our eyes wear down faster. But if we include these allies, we can slow the effects of aging, keep our vision clear longer, and preserve our independence. In the next few minutes, I'll reveal exactly which 5 foods can help and how each one targets a specific part of the problem. Corn, the humble food that protects the macula. When most people think of corn, they picture a summer cookout or maybe creamed corn at a family gathering. Some even dismiss it as nothing more than empty carbs. But the truth is, corn hides one of the most powerful natural allies for your vision, zeaxanthin. The power of zeaxanthin. Zeaxanthin is a yellow pigment that builds up in the macula, the central part of the retina responsible for detail vision. It's thanks to the macula that you can read fine print, recognize faces, and distinguish colors. As we age, the macula naturally wears down, and the lack of specific nutrients accelerates the process. That's where corn comes in. It supplies zeaxanthin in an affordable, tasty way, reinforcing the macula's natural shield against degeneration. The real struggle: sensitivity to light. Have you ever skipped a sunny walk because the glare felt overwhelming? Or felt momentarily blinded when stepping into a bright room? That discomfort can be a warning sign that your macula is struggling. The good news: adding corn to your meals may help reduce light sensitivity, giving your eyes more comfort. Mrs. Selena, 71. Selena loved strolling through the farmer's market, but the morning sun left her eyes aching. After learning about corn's benefits, she started eating it 2 to 3 times a week, sometimes boiled on the cob, sometimes tossed into salads. Within a few months, she noticed her sensitivity to brightness had eased, and she returned to her morning market walks with joy. Easy ways to eat corn. Boiled corn on the cob, simple, affordable, and delicious. Corn and veggie soup, light and nourishing. Cold salad with corn, tomato, and red onion, fresh flavor with eye protection. Important tip: go for fresh or natural corn whenever possible. Avoid heavily processed canned versions loaded with salt, sugar, or preservatives. Other zeaxanthin-rich foods include pumpkin and yellow peppers. But for price and availability, corn is one of the most practical allies. Today's practical step: at your next meal, add half a cob of boiled corn. Remember, it's not just comfort food, it's a natural dose of protection for your macula, the very center of your vision. If something as simple as corn can help shield against macular degeneration and reduce sensitivity to light, why not bring it back to your table today? And if corn strengthens your macula, the next food will surprise you. Often seen as a guilty pleasure, it can actually be a true friend to your retina when chosen the right way: pure cocoa. Pure cocoa, the chocolate friend of the retina. When most people hear chocolate, their first thought is, "That's bad for me. It causes weight gain, raises sugar, and isn't healthy." And that's true if we're talking about milk chocolate loaded with sugar, condensed milk, and hydrogenated fats. But pure cocoa, especially in versions with 70% or more, is a completely different story. It's one of the richest natural sources of flavonoids, compounds that act as protectors of the eye's microcirculation. Why cocoa helps your eyes? The retina is made up of extremely fine blood vessels. With age, circulation in those tiny vessels weakens, cutting down the flow of oxygen and nutrients. The result? Tired eyes, blurry vision, trouble focusing, and greater risk of macular degeneration. The flavonoids in cocoa improve circulation in these delicate vessels, bringing oxygen-rich blood to the retina. Some studies even show that consuming dark chocolate can lead to a temporary boost in visual sharpness, clearer sight for a few hours after eating it. The real struggle: small print and reading fatigue.
Have you ever tried to read the tiny print on a medicine label and just given up? Or felt your eyes burning after just a few pages of the newspaper? That constant strain is tied to weak retinal circulation, and it's where cocoa becomes an unexpected ally. Mr. Halio, 74. Halio loved reading, but his eyes tired so quickly that he stopped picking up books. One day, his granddaughter brought home a bar of 70% dark chocolate. At first, he found it bitter, but little by little he grew to enjoy it. Soon, he realized he could read more pages without his eyes burning. He laughed and said, "I never thought chocolate would bring me back to my books." Easy ways to add cocoa to your routine. Dark chocolate, 70% or more, just 1 to 2 squares a day is enough. Pure cocoa powder, sprinkle on fruit, add to smoothies, or stir into oatmeal. Warm cocoa drink. Heat almond or oat milk and add a spoonful of pure cocoa. Important note, moderation is key. Even dark chocolate has calories. The goal is small amounts, regularly, not overindulging. If cocoa isn't available, other flavonoid-rich foods include green tea and dark grapes. Today's practical step. Swap out that sugary dessert for 1 or 2 squares of 70% dark chocolate. You'll satisfy your sweet tooth and invest in the health of your retina. If even chocolate, when chosen wisely, can be a vision ally, imagine what happens when you start combining multiple protective foods. If cocoa improves circulation in the retina, the next food shields your eyes from a silent threat, blue light from screens. That ally is the tomato.
Tomato, the shield against silent degeneration. Tomatoes are so common on our plates that most people overlook their real power. They're in salads, sauces, even juices. But what few realize is that tomatoes are packed with lycopene, a powerful antioxidant that works as a shield for the retina. The power of lycopene. Lycopene is the natural pigment that gives tomatoes their red color. Inside the body, it defends your eyes against damage from blue light, the same kind that comes from TV screens, cell phones, computers, and even LED bulbs. As we age, the retina becomes more vulnerable to this kind of radiation. And the problem is that we spend hours every day exposed to it without noticing. The result? Eye strain, burning eyes, headaches, and in more serious cases, accelerated macular degeneration. The real struggle, TV and cell phone use. Have you ever felt your eyes heavy after watching TV at night? Or struggled to read messages on your phone because your vision seemed foggy? That discomfort is a clear signal your retina is being stressed by blue light. Mrs. Noosa, 69. Noosa loved chatting with her grandkids on her phone, but by the end of the night her eyes burned and headaches kicked in. After she began adding tomatoes to both lunch and dinner, she noticed the irritation eased. She even said, "I never thought something as simple as tomatoes would help me spend more time on my phone without my eyes complaining." Easy ways to eat tomatoes. Fresh in salads, best paired with olive oil to increase lycopene absorption. Homemade tomato sauce. When cooked, lycopene becomes even more bioavailable. Tomato juice, refreshing and nutrient-rich. Important note, avoid store-bought sauces loaded with salt, sugar, and preservatives. Fresh or homemade is always better. Other lycopene-rich foods include watermelon and red guava, but tomatoes remain the most practical and versatile option. Today's practical step. At your next meal, add just 2 slices of tomato to your plate. It may seem small, but this daily habit builds a natural barrier against blue light damage. If such a simple food can help shield your eyes from the stress of screens, why not start today? And if tomatoes protect against the silent degeneration caused by blue light, the next food may surprise you. A small seed that holds extremely high levels of lutein, helping reduce blurriness and spots in your vision. I'm talking about pistachios. Pistachios, the tiny seed packed with lutein. When people think about nuts and seeds, the first to come to mind are usually walnuts, almonds, or American nuts.
But there's a small, often overlooked seed that carries a secret weapon for your eyes: pistachios. The power of lutein and zeaxanthin. Pistachios are one of the richest nut sources of lutein and zeaxanthin. These two nutrients are often called your eye's natural sunglasses. They concentrate in the macula, filtering harmful rays of light and lowering the risk of macular degeneration. As we age, the amount of lutein in our eyes decreases. That's one reason vision starts to lose sharpness. By replenishing these pigments, pistachios help keep central vision clearer for longer. The real struggle? Blurs and spots. Many seniors report that when they look at a face or an object, a blur appears right in the middle of their sight. Others notice straight lines look wavy. These are early signs of macular degeneration, one of the leading causes of vision loss after 60. Mrs. Irene, 73. Irene began noticing a dark spot at the center of her vision whenever she read her Bible at night. Terrified, she thought she was going blind. When she learned about lutein and started adding pistachios to her afternoon snack 3 times a week, she saw the progression slow down, and she regained the confidence to read again. She used to say, "A handful of pistachios was worth more than years of fear." Easy ways to eat pistachios. As an afternoon snack, just a small handful, about 20 to 30 grams is enough. In salads, crushed pistachios add crunch and flavor. Mixed with yogurt or fruit, simple and practical. Important note: always choose unsalted, unsweetened pistachios. Industrial versions loaded with salt can raise blood pressure, an extra risk factor for eye health. If pistachios are too expensive or hard to find, other great lutein sources include kale, spinach, and even egg yolks. Today's practical step: instead of a sugary cookie or processed snack, grab a handful of natural pistachios this afternoon. You'll be taking care of not just your eyes, but also your heart and circulation. If such a small seed can help slow down blurs and spots in your vision, why not make it your go-to snack? And while pistachios fight degeneration, the next food works directly on the lens of your eyes, helping delay cataracts: red onion.
Red onion, the quiet ally against cataracts. Few foods spark as much debate as red onion. Some love its bold flavor, others avoid it because of the strong taste or smell. But behind this humble kitchen staple lies a powerful nutrient for eye health: quercetin. The power of quercetin. Quercetin is a natural antioxidant found in abundance in red onions. It plays a crucial role in protecting the lens of your eyes, the crystal clear part that focuses light, against the clouding process that leads to cataracts. Cataracts are one of the most feared eye conditions after 60. They begin slowly, with vision getting slightly hazy, colors looking duller, and night driving becoming more difficult. Over time, the fog thickens until surgery often becomes the only option. By including quercetin-rich foods, you can help slow down this process, keeping your lens clearer for longer. The real struggle: fear of surgery. So many seniors confess, "I'm terrified of waking up one day and not being able to see." And while cataract surgery is often safe and effective, the thought of operating on the eyes is frightening. That's why prevention is so valuable. It can delay or reduce the need for surgery. Mr. Antonio, 70. Antonio used to avoid onions, saying the taste was too strong. But after learning about quercetin, he started adding small amounts of red onion to salads and sautés. Months later, he noticed his cloudy vision had stabilized. He said, "I never imagined an onion could help me hold cataracts at bay." Easy ways to eat red onion. Raw in salads, keeps the antioxidants intact. Lightly sautéed, still retains quercetin and adds flavor to meals. In green juices, for the adventurous, a thin slice blended with kale and lemon. Important note: keep portions balanced. Too much raw onion can upset sensitive stomachs. Other sources of quercetin include apples and red grapes, but red onion remains one of the cheapest and most available options. Today's practical step:
At your next meal, toss a few slices of raw red onion into your salad. It may feel like a small step, but it's a daily act of defense against cataracts. If something as inexpensive and simple as red onion and help delay cataract progression, doesn't it deserve a place on your plate? Now that you've met all 5 foods that support and protect your vision, I'll share a bonus recipe that combines them into a single practical preparation, the Vision Night Smoothie. After learning about the 5 foods that can support your eyes, you might be wondering, how do I put them all together in my daily routine without making it complicated? That's where today's extra tip comes in, the Night Vision Smoothie. It's simple, refreshing, and packed with nutrients that work in synergy to support your vision, circulation, and even memory. The logic behind the recipe. Corn delivers zeaxanthin to shield the macula from light sensitivity. Cacao brings flavonoids to boost microcirculation in the retina. Tomato adds lycopene, your natural barrier against blue light damage from screens. Pistachios provide lutein, sharpening central vision and fighting blurriness. Red onion, even in a small amount, contributes quercetin to slow down cataract clouding. Together, these foods create a natural armor for your eyesight. Practical recipe, Night Vision Smoothie. Ingredients: 1 small ear of corn, cooked, kernels removed, half a ripe tomato, 1 tablespoon pure cacao powder, 5 pistachios, shelled, 1 very thin slice of red onion, 1 cup cold water or chilled chamomile tea for an added nighttime calming effect. Preparation: add all ingredients to a blender. Blend for 1 minute until smooth. Drink in the evening, preferably at dinner or up to 2 hours before bed. Why it works best at night. During sleep, your body goes into repair mode. That's when these nutrients are most effectively absorbed and used to strengthen your eyes. This isn't a miracle drink, it's a natural reinforcement that works while you rest. Today's practical step. Pick a night this week to prepare the Night Vision Smoothie. Even if you try it just once, notice how your eyes feel the next morning. If a single glass can combine protection against cataracts, macular degeneration, and light sensitivity, why not give it a try tonight? Now, to wrap things up, let's do a quick recap of the main points and reinforce how you can start protecting your vision today with small, consistent choices. So, my friend, we've reached the end of this journey. And before we wrap up, I want you to carry one powerful truth with you. Taking care of your eyesight doesn't have to be complicated, expensive, or scary. Let's quickly recap what we covered today. Corn, the humble grain packed with zeaxanthin to ease light sensitivity. Pure cacao, the friendly chocolate that boosts microcirculation in the retina. Tomato, your natural shield against blue light damage from TVs, phones, and LED lights. Pistachios, loaded with lutein to help reduce blurriness and central vision spots. Red onion, rich in quercetin, supporting your lens and helping slow cataract progression. And we brought it all together in a practical recipe, the Night Vision Smoothie, a glass of natural protection that works while you sleep. Now, let me ask you, which of these foods will you add to your meals first? Will it be corn at lunch, pistachios as your afternoon snack, or maybe pure cacao to satisfy that sweet craving? Remember, you don't need to change everything overnight. Small, consistent choices build powerful results. Each spoonful, each slice, each glass is an investment in keeping your eyesight clear and your independence intact. And if you know someone who struggles with glare, cataracts, or blurry vision, share this video with them. It could be the hope they've been looking for. Before you go, give this video a like. Subscribe to the channel for more simple, natural eye health tips every week. And tell me in the comments, which of these 5 foods are you adding to your diet today? Because in the end, protecting your vision means protecting your life. And you deserve to see every moment of it brightly and clearly.